Thanks for joining our special live coverage of South Korea's 7th cabinet meeting of this year. In a moment, President Yoon Suk-yeol will be presiding over the meeting. He'll be calling on ministries to swiftly carry out new plans and policies introduced during the policy discussion with citizens that have been taking place since the beginning of the year. President Yoon is also likely to bring up the government plan to expand the so-called Nilbom schools to all elementary schools starting in the second semester this year. And as a part of the system, parents will be able to enroll their kids in extended classes up to 8 p.m. for a fee. That is to make their life routines more logistically and financially sustainable. The government is also looking not only to lift working parents' burden, but also as a way to tackle the country's notoriously low birth rate. Also, ahead of the Lunar New Year holidays that start this Friday, President Yoon is expected to promise utmost efforts to tame prices, including cutting prices growth for fresh fruits and vegetables. And the government's plan to increase medical school enrollment quotas will be among the agenda items during the meeting today. Now, if decided, it will be applied from 2025 and will be the first hike in 19 years. Now, the quota has remained unchanged at 3,058 per year since 2006. We are still waiting for South Korea's 7th cabinet meeting to begin, where President Yoon Suk-yeol will be presiding today, and he'll be calling on ministries to swiftly implement new plans and policies that have been introduced during the policy discussion with citizens that have been taking place since the beginning of 2024. He is also likely to discuss the government plan to expand the so-called Nilbom schools to all elementary schools nationwide starting in the second semester of the year. As a part of the system, now parents will be able to enroll their kids in extended classes up to 8 p.m. every day for a fee. This is all to make their life routines more logistically and financially sustainable. The government is also not only looking to lift working parents' burden, but also using this system as a way to tackle the country's low birth rate. It looks like the President Yoon Suk-yeol has entered the room to deliver a speech. We'll come back right afterwards.
지난달 31일
On the 31st of last month, two firefighters tragically passed away at the scene of a fire. These are the people, the late Fire Chief Kim Soo-kwang and late Park Soo-kun, the firefighter. I would like to pay my deepest condolences to the victims and also the victims and their bereaved families and also the colleagues who lost their loved ones. The Republic of Korea will never forget their sacrifices, and we stand on the sacrifice and dedication of our heroes in uniform. We should never forget their sacrifice. The government will do its best to ensure that public officials in the disaster and safety field can work safely. And these are the people who work for the safety of the people, and the government will do its utmost to uphold their safety. Through people's livelihood discussions that began at the beginning of the year, the member of our cabinet would have felt how different the reality is from what we see from at the desk. The water is leaking and the ceiling is falling down from the apartments, and what is the safety diagnosis worth of? And people suffering from 5-hour round trip to and fro work, even if we talk about the evening life with their families, it would be worth of nothing. So each ministry is expected to take out and carry out the tasks discussed at these forums so that the changes can be palpable by the people. We should swiftly take actions.
국민의 통신비 부담을 덜어드리는 일.
And restoring the competition among telecommunication companies to relieve the burden of communication costs of the people, and giving back the people the right to choose by changing the large supermarket opening days are the ones that the government and the local governments can immediately change by looking at the subordinate laws. And also, there are many tasks that require legal revision. The revision of Publishing Culture Industry Promotion Act and the deceptive practices such as probability items manipulation by game companies. These are the areas where the governments can take our actions, and I expect the relevant ministry to take their actions as soon as possible. And the cabinet members should go to the fields immediately and communicate with people to identify the problems and to improve the problems. I will soon gather the follow-up tasks to look at the tasks myself. Yesterday, we had a discussion session with the livelihood discussion session about Nilbom School with warm care and education. And we listened to the opinions of the parents and teachers, and I could see that many parents are suffering from the issue that they do not have a safe place to leave their kids after school. So the public care is absolutely necessary, where the national care utilize good school facilities. Nilbom School is a school for working mothers, and it's not just about working mothers, but to solve problems of low birth rate by having our children to learn a variety of content outside of the regular curriculum of the school. In March, the new semester will begin, and I would like to do our utmost with the mustered strength with many corners of the society so that there are no children left behind or left depressed after school. The most important thing in operating Nilbom School is the diversified content and useful content. So related ministries and local governments should do your best to develop high-quality and creative programs of Nilbom School. And I ask many experts in our society to provide meaningful and beneficial Nilbom program for children, and I ask for your talent donation and volunteering. Today at this afternoon, the Minister of Health and Welfare will announce the specific details regarding the expansion of medical school enrollment quota. We will explain this in detail to the public. We are experiencing many inconveniences due to the shortage of doctors, and including medical personnel to respond to the rapid aging population. Approximately 15,000 doctors are needed by 2035 to protect the health and lives of the people. Expanding the number of doctors is the calling of the times that can no longer be delayed. The government, until today, has been listening to the voices of the experts, including the medical community, patient groups, and the public. And we have meticulously prepared a plan to implement medical reform. And we have come up with 4 major medical reform packages to revive the collapsing medical system. Doctors will be able to practice with confidence in essential medical cares by enacting the Medical Accident Handling Special Act and to introduce the adjustment and displacement principle and liability insurance system. And no matter where you live in the country, you are eligible to the right to be treated by the right doctors And to do this, we will establish local medical care by allocating the local medical schools and the students of medical schools. Myself and the government will work together by looking at only our people and the future of the country. Not only the lives and health of the people, but the medical reform to protect the future of Korea. I would like to ask for the medical community for your cooperation. The Lunar New Year holiday, the government aims to stabilize the prices, and also we are going to announce the people who who will have a special the administrative exemption from their penalties, and the total of 35,000 people will be exempted from their responsibilities, and the government would like to pursue the policies that are effective for the people, and I would like to see the livelihood economy to revive once again upon the Lunar New Year holidays. And the government has its priority, utmost priority, in the safety of our people and the livelihood of the people. And the related ministries of Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries I would like to ask the related ministries to look at the prices in detail so that there are no gaps or no inconveniences the people would experience. During the Lunar New Year holidays, I would like to thank the firefighters, the soldiers, and the policemen, and also the administrative workforce for your tireless work during the holidays. I would like to wish all the people a happy Lunar New Year holiday with their loved ones and families.
이
Thank
시간
you.
이후 의한 시민은 비공개로 진행됩니다. 언론인 여러분.
That was our special live coverage of South Korea's 7th Cabinet meeting of 2024. We'll bring you more details on our upcoming newscast at 12 p.m. Korea time. Thanks for watching.